What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Michael Hogman, and today we're going to be talking about the reveal of all of the different types of racial abilities. We've got mounts, heritage armor, and all sorts of things that you're going to be able to get when the new playable allied races come out in Battle for Azeroth. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe for everything that we're doing here. We're keeping you up to date with Battle for Azeroth content as it comes out. And of course, when the beta comes out, I'm going to be doing tons of Battle for Azeroth stuff. You guys are going to want to be subscribed for that. But today we're talking about this reveal. So in the 7.3.5 PTR that was released yesterday, there was actually a huge drop of information about the heritage armor, the mounts, and the racial abilities for the upcoming allied races in the next expansion. I want to give a huge shout out to MMO Champion for keeping us up to date with all this stuff and getting all this information out to the public. But today I'm going to be diving into all this stuff and showing you guys what's new and what's coming for this stuff. So just to note before we dive into it, this stuff is probably incomplete in some ways and also could be changed. So I just want to give you that disclaimer. But we're going to be starting with the mounts. So every allied race gets a mount, apparently. This was not actually known until this information was dropped. So seeing all these cool mounts is definitely going to be something that I'm going to be working towards. I'm going to be sure to unlock all these allied races. And the first one I want to show you guys is going to be the Lightforged Lightforged Fell Crusher. Okay, so this is an Elec themed, a Lightforged Elec theme that we saw in 7.3. So in Argus, whenever that was released in patch 7.3, you were able to get a similar mount to this actually from the Army of the Light Emissary box. If you were super lucky, it was a 1% drop. When you open the Emissary box, you would get a mount that's similar to this. They're releasing out this model towards the Lightforged Draenei race that you're able to play. I assume that as you level throughout the Lightforged Draenei process, you're able to get this mount. It looks very good. It's got that Lightforged theme on the legs. It's got the helmet and also the seat. Also, like, all of that has the Lightforged armor, which is very cool. And it's also an Elec, which is, you know, very themed with the Draenei race. So very cool mount, and definitely it is something we've seen before, but it is still cool to be able to see that obtainable. Moving on from that, we have the Star-Cursed Void Strider, which is one of my favorites. I actually have the Nightborn as one of my favorites and the Star-Cursed Void Strider from the Void Elves. This is just really cool, guys. It has that real Void look. Like, it does definitely go with that Void Elf theme. We've got the gold armor with the purple accents on it. We've got that full Void Hawk Strider, which is really, really cool. It's called a Void Strider now. And it definitely does capture that theme. Even on the armor, like, it has that void accent on the chest armor and on the legs, which just looks so good. And I'm really, really happy with how this turns out, and I cannot wait to earn that. The High Mountain Turin gets the High Mountain Thunderhoof, which is going to be, obviously it's a moose mount, which has some High Mountain themes on it. We've got the High Mountain Turin totem, like that mini totem on its armor. We've got the feathers, of course, the huge antlers with the markings, the paint markings, and this definitely looks towards that High Mountain theme, which is very, very cool. And we've seen a lot of different moose mounts, but this one definitely does go with that High Mountain theme. And what's interesting is on the images you see different markings, so that makes me question whether or not this High Mountain moose is going to match your moose's markings, because we see different colors, we see different markings on these different images, and I think that that's something to note. Maybe these moose markings will change based on what you have as your character. And last but not least, I want to talk about the Nightborn Mana Saber, which is something that is so cool. This is something I've always wanted as a mount. We had the Arcanist Mana Saber and Suramar at the end of the campaign, but now we have the full Nightborn Mana Saber, which gives that Nightborn armor. This is probably my favorite of all of them. I love tiger mounts. I think that they're so cool, and to see this one come to life as a real Nightborn Mana Saber that you can earn whenever you unlock the Nightborn, I think that that's really, really cool. And something that I definitely want to earn myself. So unfortunately, we don't have a lot of Dark Iron Dwarf or Zandalari Trolls available, like for information wise. This stuff wasn't actually added quite yet, but I will keep you up to date. Once that is released, I'll make a specific video, like Dark Iron Dwarf reveal and stuff like that, and talk about that. So another reason to subscribe, right? But that's going to be in a future video. I don't have any information on those two right now. But we do have some information on the heritage armor sets and some kind of a little bit of speculation, right? So just to show you guys right away, we actually have the High Mountain Turin heritage armor set, which looks super goofy on a human. You've got a little bit of a loot bag on the belt. You've got these really weird things. I'm sure it looks great on a Tauren, but it looks super awkward, especially with the chest nipple tassel things going on in this human. Yeah, this guy's just really confused about his outfit. We have all sorts of different Lightforged Draenei reskins, and what's really cool about seeing this stuff is, you know, you have like purple sets, you've got yellow sets, you have red and yellow Lightforged sets with different accents. You've even got this like full red set with the Lightforged theme. And I think that this is really cool because it shows that the Heritage armor isn't going to be just one set. It looks like there are different types of sets that you're going to be seeing. Again, this stuff is incomplete. Like, you know, some of them are missing the boots, and one of them is missing the butt, which is kind of awkward. But there's definitely some suggestion here is that you're going to be able to earn several different Heritage armor sets whenever you do hit max level as that allied race. And I think that that's something to note, you know, because having that Heritage armor is so much cooler if you have several different sets. You can match different weapons, you can do different things with it, and it's definitely just something cool that you're going to be able to note. The Lightforged Draenei one looks really good. I love the reskins. The Void Elf one doesn't currently have any reskins that I've seen. Maybe they are going to keep that Void Elf as just a single set because it's hard to kind of differentiate between the Void theme. Like that gold and purple Void theme is very like true to the Void Elf from what I've seen so far, so I'm not sure if they are going to be doing reskins of that one, and there's no information that shows that right now, but I will definitely keep you guys up to date. And we have the Nightborn one coming up last, which I think looks so good in that red. They've got this red Nightborn theme that just looks really, really good. I think that that really does do it justice, and it's something that I have never seen before because they've always done that purple Nightborn theme. So seeing it kind of in different colors and a different light is really cool, and I look forward to earning that for sure. And last but not least, guys, we have a list of racial abilities, which is really, really important to me as a PvPer. These racial abilities can be a really big deal, and I think that's something that's super, super important. So I'm going to go ahead and just read them down in a list, and we're going to start with the Lightforged Draenei. Okay, so the Lightforged Draenei racial abilities, this was actually previewed at BlizzCon during the demo. The first one and the main activation ability is called Light's Judgment, which is similar to that Argus ability that you have on that, you know, from the Vindicar. You call down a strike of holy energy, dealing a large amount of damage to enemies within 5 yards after 3 seconds. 40-yard range, 2.5-minute cooldown. So even though the number says 5,000 currently on MMO Champion and on the tooltip, you guys have to note that like the stat squish is really in effect for Battle for Azeroth. So seeing 5,000 is actually a lot of damage in that patch. So you can imagine that Light's Judgment is going to be a pretty big nuke, and it's probably going to be a really relevant thing. Could you imagine playing with 3 Lightforged Draenei on a 3 versus 3 arena team and basically stunning someone and using all of your racials at once, including like on top of that using your big damage cooldowns? Like that could be a really big deal. So it's something definitely to note, and I think that that will be really cool. It's just like a straight damage nuke, and it also will help with DPS. So maybe it'll be something that does rival the other ally races for damage racials, because I know ally racials are not as good as Horde, so maybe this is like a way of kind of compensating that for rating. Definitely something that's interesting. Summon a Forge of Light, enabling blacksmithing, so you can actually summon down an anvil or a forge, and also have a little bit extra blacksmithing skill, increased by 10. We have Demon Bane, which experience gains from killing demons increased by 20. So if you kill demons, you get more XP, level faster. Holy Resistance, which reduces holy damage taken by 1%. Not that big of a deal, but cool. And then Final Verdict, which basically means, I'll just read the tooltip. When you die, Light avenges you, dealing a certain amount of holy damage to enemies within 8 yards, and also healing allies for a certain amount of healing. So not only, like when you die, not only do you explode and do damage to enemies, but you also heal your allies. So, you know, if you die a lot, if you stand in the fire, maybe you'll be at least like helping out your friends by healing them or something. Moving on to the Void Elf, which is actually the most interesting one to me. I think that these racials are super important for PvP, and I am considering going Void Elf because of them. So first off, we have Chill of Night, which reduces arcane and shadow damage by 1%. We have Entropic Embrace. Your abilities have a chance to empower you with the essence of the void. What that means, I don't really know, but sounds cool, so I'll definitely be interested in that. Ethereal Connection reduces the cost of void storage and transmogrification by 50%. Great. I love changing my transmog. Might as well save some money. And then preternatural, I've never said that word. Preternatural calm. Your spellcasts are not delayed by taking damage. Really cool. Definitely interesting for mage and PvP. And last but not least, we have a really important one called Spatial Rift. Rip a rift in time and space. Reactivate this ability to teleport through the rift. So you basically have a teleport, like a blink, like a mage blink. And it's a racial ability. This is so cool, guys. Like being able to play a Void Elf as a rogue, or even a warrior. I don't know if they could be warriors, but as a mage, like being able to do those things and have that mobility on top of your class's mobility is a huge deal. Like that's something that's so cool, and it's really motivating me to be a Void Elf and going Alliance in Battle for Azeroth as an Arcane Mage, because I already have a ton of mobility, but having another one on top of that is a huge deal for me. So I'm going to keep up to date with that one, and I'm going to definitely be looking into that. Next up, we have the High Mountain Turin. So we have the Rugged Tenacity, which reduces damage taken by 330. So that means that you're going to be taking a lot less damage as a High Mountain Tauren. 330 is a pretty significant amount. So I wonder if they are going to be very tanky. We have Pride of Ironhorn, which makes it that you have increased mining skill by 15 and allows you to mine faster. You have Mountaineer, which increases your versatility by 1%, making you even tankier. And we have Bull Rush, which charges forward for 1 second, knocking enemy down for 1.5 second, 2-minute cooldown. That's pretty insane. Being able to knock someone down for 1.5 seconds and also have a gap closer, super big deal. Really good for Mythic Plus. You can knock some enemies down, knock a trash mob down. That's really important. Maybe have an extra interrupt or an extra stun in general. And then you also have like a gap closer, which is really great for PvP, especially. Like there's a lot of things you could do with Bull Rush, and I think that this is going to be a really cool race. And I definitely think that there will be a lot of High Mountain Tauren melee classes like warriors and whatnot. And then also Waste Not, Want Not. You have a chance to loot additional meat and fish from mobs. So cool. Get a little bit of extra harvesting. And last but not least for this video, we have the Nightborn racial abilities. Okay, these are also really important and also very interesting. So Ancient History, Inscription skill increased by 15. And then Arcane Affinity increases magical damage by 1%, which is cool. We have Contrips, which conjure up a mailbox. Basically, you can make a a personal mailbox for yourself for 1.5 minutes, which is cool. I don't think that that's like a group thing. I think it's just for yourself, based on how the wording is. And then Dispel Illusions, which is super important. You can draw upon your Arcane Insight. You can tell that something's not quite right around you, and you can pierce illusions and invisibility within 15 yards. Really, really cool, guys. That's basically like Spectral Sight or something that you can basically counter a rogue with. You know, this is really interesting stuff. And then Magical Resistance reduces magical damage taken by 1%. And then Masquerade. Shroud yourself in illusion, taking on the appearance of another Nightborn. I don't know how that's going to work, that last one. I don't know if that's going to make you a stealth. I don't know what that's going to do, Masquerade, but it's definitely pretty cool. Honestly, maybe it'll just like help you walk around in Suramar City and that's it. That would be kind of disappointing, but I think Masquerade is definitely an interesting one. It's something that I will keep you guys up to date with as it develops. But that does pretty much sum it up for this video, guys. I know that's a lot of information, but I wanted to get this out to you guys because I know that you're looking for these updates on Battle for Azeroth. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like on this video, comment down below with your thoughts on all that I had to share throughout this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to be up to date with Battle for Azeroth stuff as it comes out. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys all in the next video tomorrow. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.